Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's have a little look at some of these coins then, shall we? We'll start by, we'll just get our chart loaded up with Bitcoin. We're starting to have a little bit of a pullback again, just absolutely as we're making this video actually. And we'll have a look at, first of all, we'll have a look at Bitcoin dominance. As Bitcoin dominance appears to be subsiding at the moment and continuing to fall after this, you could call it a lower high, definitely you can call it a lower high now. Does this mean a relatively decent retracement, or is this just a little blip in the ocean? I believe that now, I would say believe, I'm becoming more attuned to the idea that there might be not an alt season, but or even specifically a dramatic rally, but a reversal in Bitcoin dominance and perhaps maybe some relief for altcoins. And you could just about see that when you look at this chart as well, which is the altcoin market cap excluding Bitcoin. And we've been looking at this one for a few weeks now, and it was this area here of interest that we were waiting to come down to test, thinking that this could perhaps be the area of support that we were looking for, and we didn't actually manage to get down that low. We actually bounced on this area here. We've tested it again, and now we're sort of slowly making higher highs and higher lows. So it's not great because the market cap was booming before, and it's lost half of its value, and it's not likely to recover to this level for a very long time. Like I say, that any kind of rally like this I wouldn't expect to see until November, maybe even December, or perhaps even later. But this is a start, you could say it's a start, and it all starts with a retracement of this Bitcoin dominance. So we're looking at it on an hourly chart just to have an idea of what these moves are like. And at the moment we are pulling back, but the fact that we've made a higher low, a lower high, isn't looking good for Bitcoin overall. So let's have a look at Bitcoin and sort of recap as to what we were looking at earlier. So it's sort of finding a rejection, or should I say a relatively good support there. Turn on the itchy clouds, and this is something that I've been looking at here. If you watched my previous video, I was saying if we were to break outside of this, close outside of this cloud, it would suggest a continuation to our lower areas. We're breaking down now. What was it? We're quite early into a 4-hour candle here, so there's plenty of move to be had out of Bitcoin at the moment, and it has found a very strong support here, and you can see it's moved all the way back up, and then this is only in a half-an-hour period. So there's not much really. I mean, that's not much at all. That's less than $100 really in this area, so that's nothing for Bitcoin. But if my theory was, if we do close a 4-hourly candle under here, we will make our way down to our previous support, which is this area here. So where did this start to break down? We started to break down from here, but outside of the XG candle from here to here is what's going on here? From the outside of the cloud to the bottom of our support level. So that's only 2.2%. That's nothing. And that would spark a continuation, so that would bring us down to 10,000 again. 10,000, we can see here we've had very strong supports areas on 10,000. But you know how it goes. The more we test, as you can see here, the more you test. I'll just take this itchy cloud off. The more you test a support, the more likely it is to break. And we had strong supports all the way here. We did make a relief rally, and we came back to test it, broke beneath it. Small relief rally. Test. Look at the size of these wicks every single time. Big supports on it every single time. Relief rally, big rejection, and then come back down on it. And it broke. And we had this big relief rally again, and rejection, heavy rejections at the top. So you can see how our area of trading is getting shorter and smaller and smaller and smaller. It really wants to make a big move one way or another. Now I'm not saying it's going to make a big move down definitely, but my theory would be that if we close this candle, or any candle really, out of the bottom of this cloud or to the top of this cloud, we'll have a continuation, and that would only be a continuation to either this area here, which may break and then really would be a continuation, or we break and close under here and we'd have continuation down to 10,000. and then it's just a matter of either chipping away at the support or chipping away at the resistance at that point. This is just the short-term time frames that we're in now. Now we do have a window here where we cross, and if we're beneath here at this area here, we're more likely to be coming down here and breaking this area down into the 9,000s and lower. Looking at the general chart right now, I would probably say that it's definitely got more bias to the down. I've been saying that all the way since 11,200 once that area broke. I have been saying that this area is likely to break and we'll be coming down to test these areas that we tested before. I still hold on to that, to be honest with you. I still do believe that that is likely. We've got, that would suggest it wants to move up in all fairness, but we're about to start a new cycle on this new 4-hourly candle, and currently it looks like it wants to be coming down. So even though that it had its opportunity to move up, it's failed to do that. It's failed to break out of this cloud, and now it wants to come back down. So I think you know, nothing's in the bag at the moment because we're still in that defining moment. But I would probably say that you know, it's on its way down, and it's going to fall down. It's going to test this area. It's going to grind this area out. It's going to break. It's going to come down to 9,200, and then probably break that as well. So don't expect this to happen immediately. Like I say, this descending trend is pushing us down ever further, and actually this is getting closer than this area now. So, you know, if we do make a recovery, you know, the chances of breaking above this resistance it's closer. So it could begin to chip away at this sooner than it could chip away at that, unless of course we break down, and we break down, well, when will this be? This is a 4-hourly chart, so we're kind of looking at this needing to break down over the next few days into this area. Otherwise there is an opportunity for us to move up. Now the interesting thing is when you look at this, that's my time is up on that one, but as this is coming down, this is one of the charts I like to look at the moment. People used to look at things like Litecoin. Before the halving event, Litecoin was a relatively decent indicator of how altcoins are responding. But now I'm looking at EOS. And you could also look at Ethereum, but EOS seems to be, for me, it appears to be the front runner of the altcoins, one of the front runners of the altcoins, to show you the general health of the market. And as you can see, Bitcoin has made, well, I mean, we've been retracing from a big move that we've had here anyway. This is a consolidation pattern anyway. But we have now found a bounce, and that bounce has only been found because of Bitcoin falling. It's not that EOS is making big moves up. I mean, it is. You can look at the dollar. I mean, it's definitely moved up against Tether and the dollar in this move that we've just had now. But it's not retracing at the same speed as Bitcoin. So it's showing to me that the health of generally the altcoins now are stronger than Bitcoin, and that's not across the board. There's going to be plenty of altcoins that are going to suffer a lot harder than Bitcoin. I'm talking about the stronger ones, and this, like I say, is a bit of a precursor to what's likely to happen. And if we look at this area here, we see that this green 50 is about to, well, it's not about to, but it's making its way ever closer to this white 200, which you know that generally means a bullish signal once that makes a cross. This is the thing that Bitcoin avoided from doing. Let's take this itchy off and we can have a look. This is what people were getting excited about with Bitcoin. We were wanting this signal to be created. As you can see, this is kind of where the altcoins are at the moment, making our way up, and Bitcoin just missed out, and now we've got this continuation down. But if this had crossed, that generally would have been a buy signal for most people, including myself. This would have been a buy signal, maybe not at the time that it crossed, but once we started to see continuation of the move. And this is what EOS is having right now, and there's going to be a lot of altcoins that are having this similar trend. And we've already got a golden cross here on the simples. That doesn't really mean as much as it would if it was the exponentials. I mean, I wouldn't really count this in general, but it's a positive move. But this would be more positive if this can be created. So what we need now is for EOS to show us. Excuse me, but if EOS has that power to just push above and create this golden cross, then I would say that EOS will be making its moves. Other altcoins will then shortly be making their moves as the dominance drops and altcoins kind of rise from the ashes. I wouldn't call it. It's not going to be a great big alt season, but it could spark. It could spark an alt season in the medium sort of time frames. I'm talking a few weeks from now. If we have something like this take place as Bitcoin falls, then we're going to have essentially a reverse in the market. We're going to have altcoins moving up as Bitcoin moves down, which might look a bit strange and be a bit counterintuitive to what we're used to, but that's what the chart would read, and that's what the charts would suggest. So that's my take on the situation, but like I say, it's all playing out as we speak. Bitcoin appears to be recovering at the moment, and like I say, we need to make this close outside of this Ichi candle, which actually would be anything below, we'll call it 10,200. If we have a 4-hourly close beneath 10,200, we're going to have a continuation to the down. Anyway, I'll leave it with you there, and I hope you have a nice evening, and thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more.